Wearing gloves, place towels or absorbent materials on the floor to catch excess water. You may want to position a large bucket below the filter. Turn off the water coming into the system, either at the wall or at the red valve coming into the first stage filter. Then, close the outlet valve. Open the flush drain valve and isolation valve on the wall unit to relieve the water pressure from the filtration system. Note the location of the instructions and the filter wrench on the wall unit. Remove the filter wrench from the bag and place it onto the third filter housing and rotate it clockwise by pulling it from right to left. Once the filter housing is loose, put the filter wrench away and continue removing the filter housing by hand. The filter housing may be heavy when filled with water. If the third stage filter is still connected to the system, carefully remove it by hand. Once the filter housing is fully removed, carry it to a sink or a location where you can safely pour water out of the housing. Do this by tilting the housing with the filter inside until all or most of the water has been drained. To remove the filter, simply pull it out of the housing along with the O-ring and dispose of both per your facility's policy. Pour out any remaining water from the filter housing once it is empty. After the housing has been emptied, rinse out the housing bowl with clean water and a small amount of soap or sanitizing agent, if this complies with your facility's policy. Make sure to rinse thoroughly with clean water. Before installing the new filter, make sure that the number of green dots on the filter box and package match the number of green dots on the assembly bracket directly above the filter housing. Then, wearing new gloves, remove the filter and O-ring pack from the packaging. First, remove the new O-ring and lubricant from the packaging using scissors. Next, carefully open the silicone lubricant and apply a small amount to your finger. Then, gently apply the lubricant to the O-ring until it is sufficiently lubricated. Install the lubricated O-ring as shown. Once the lubricated O-ring has been installed, use scissors to carefully open the filter packaging and remove the filter. The top of the filter cartridge has an internal O-ring. Wet the internal O-ring with clean water and push the top of the filter onto the fitting inside the filter housing cap. Make sure it is firmly seated. Slide the final stage filter housing over the filter. Begin small rotations to start fastening the housing into the housing cap. Do not use the filter wrench to install the filter housing. Instead, use just your hands to carefully rotate it into place. Slowly turn on the water, checking for leaks at the top of the filter housings. After a few minutes, if there are no leaks, slowly open the outlet valve located after the final stage filter.